We realize many of you are providers. Many responsibilities are in addition to your actual title and responsibilities of your job. We want a few minutes to explain to you why you have to do all this paperwork and to encourage you that it does have its purpose in providing accredited CME. We want to start and talk about the process and then walk you through our joint providers website.
All right, as we go through, not mandated by us alone, the Medical Society of the State of New York, but nationally by the ACCME and AMA. The Joint Provider Agreement. Agreement completed online. We do an upfront summation of our policies. This will be completed and electronically submitted for each application you submit. It must be 30 days prior to the event start date. Overviews the fee. We have a $100 application fee, $100 credit fee. All invoices must be paid within 30 days of the invoice date. This is what we're going to be going over in this presentation. We are going to use assessment, which is the gap, the objective, and the results. The gap. The gap is the current state of knowledge or practice. To help you out, some questions asked are, what is the difference between the actual, what is, and the ideal, what should be, in regards to performance and patient outcomes? On the end, you need to write one short summary of the gap. The national needs that you determine to be the cause of the professional gap. Again, to figure this out, ask the questions, what should state be, what is be, what need to learn or improve. And that this needs only to be a short summary. Moving on to objectives. In response to need, the objectives clarify what the attendees will learn. Learning are what the attendees should know or be able to do at the end of the educational activity. Please note objectives are not what the instructor is going to cover. That is a teaching objective. To help you with objectives, keep these questions in mind. Be able to do under what conditions. The objective always answer the first question, and they answer the next two, but you have to do it all times. When this, you should introduce the objective with upon of this education activity, participants will be better able to, and then your three objectives. So first of all, you could, upon completion of education activity, participants will be better able to 1, diagnose PCOS in an academic manner. 2, evaluate all medical comorbidities in PCOS in an evidence-based fashion. And 3, determine, based on evidence, the best course of treatment for patients with PCOS trying but unable to conceive. All right, listing verbs that you shouldn't use in figuring out your objective and what you should. On the left are the commonly misused verbs. Please look them. If you know, understand is on this list. So that. I'll have a few listed that are strong verbs used in crafting your learning objectives. You need to write 3 learning objectives. More, but 3 are required. All right, move on to the desired results. Results are what you expect the learner to do in his or her practice setting. So figure this out. Ask how will the information presented impact the clinical practice and or behavior of the learner? Indicate how this change could be reasonably measured. And on the end, you need to write one short summary of it. That concludes the needs assessment. We're going to go on and look at the evaluation.
Types of evaluation. The participant, what the learner has learned, and whether we the learning objectives in preparing the event. Is the faculty. We want to evaluate our faculty's experience with us on and preparing for these types of activities. And the education director, who evaluates how well the activity met what the education director was intending to do.
On our end, everything that is marked in red is for you, what you need to put in to make it specific to your event. You'll have templates for all the evaluations on our website. Evaluation, you need to make sure that each faculty has their own evaluation to fill out. Again, that is what you need to change. Under evaluation, you'll note at the bottom that it says faculty disclosure was made. This reminds you that all disclosures for planners and faculty must be stated either verbal or in written form to the attendees at each event. Even nothing to disclose, that must be stated. The speaker qualifications.
Sure that all the people we have teaching are actually qualified to perform that part of the educational activity. So we therefore ask for a CV. Although it's acceptable, what we need is just simply proof that the speaker is qualified. We have a disclosure filled out for each speaker and fund committee member to ensure that anybody who has control over the content in any way, shape, or form has disclosed and solved any real potential conflict of interest. And when you do the form, you can see that once a conflict is disclosed, that's not necessarily exclude them, but we work through ways in which that conflict can be resolved.
And the disclosure form on our website. All right, simplify this process for you. Come up with an application checklist. This is also on the website. It lists all the different forms you need to fill out and submit prior to the application, as well as all the activity paperwork that you need to send us after the event occurs. And I just that we will not be accepting old forms. The agency has mandated new language that we must adhere to. That's updated our paperwork to reflect this, and we appreciate your compliance with this. So please forms, delete a computer, and download current and up-to-date paperwork off our website, which is listed as cb.listguides.com/CME/writer-CME. We're going to go ahead and take you over to our website and show you how that works.
Wait.
What you would come to, you type in our URL. This is the landing page of the website. And here, there's an overview of our process. So let's read through that, make sure you're up to date, and ask yourself if you need to. So, what is here, as I scroll down, on the left side, you'll see our navigation bar. Different links take you to different web pages with information that are helpful to you. So we have CME activity. Most of our events are going to fall under this category. So you should be going to this page to get the templates you need, the answer questions, to get the language, also in the application and joint provider agreement. You'll also be visiting the regularly scheduled series. If you are bored or a good round, you if you do material, you want to visit this page, the rules are different than you, so that is specified there. And then the CME and structure goes over all our action fee, our credit fee, gives you examples. So you can see in detail good for you, as well as our contact information. If you have questions, which is the same as over here on the right. And take you to the live CME activity page. Loading, I want to draw attention here to the description. This spells out what a live activity is. It's a certified CME activity that occurs at a specific time as a accredited CME provider. And you can read that. An application checklist I just talked in the Prezi, you'll find that here. You open that and it's a PDF form for you. If any of the words or used, you're not quite sure about it, you can look it up here and that will help clarify any questions. Scroll here. And normally our widget would appear, but what I do is, if it's open to you, go ahead and click on our link here below, which says View Application in Whole Screen. That can take you. So this one looks like this needs to be submitted now live. It no longer is acceptable to fill out our old paper form and fax it back to us. You're going to go through, fill this out. It is a form in which you can work on and come back. You need to have all the information and sit down at one time to fill it out and submit it. So then next, an overview that you would fill out everything and then you would submit. Go back to the site. Here on the left, you see templates. This is where you find the disclosure form, the evaluation. You need a flyer template. You'll find that here. The is optional. The format you need to make sure you're still using the proper AMA language, which you can find here below. For you. Again, it's red. You need to change that to be specific to your organization and event. You can copy and paste that directly. I do make note here that if you have received CME credit, you've only applied for it, you cannot use any verbiage or language that would suggest it will have CME credit only after you have received confirmation, and you must use the proper language below. Coming back in commercial support for your event, you have to submit budget to us. If not, the information in the application is sufficient. For commercial support, we hear a link to full ACCME standards. You can look at that. We have it summarized here for you just to look over, as well as information on the Sunshine Act in case you have questions about that. And again, there should be the form, it's the budget provider agreement. We do in a Word document for you to print out for your own reference, but it will be submitted on the website, which will be there. Regularly scheduled series. You can again go here, decide and click it, or you can go up to the tab at the top. This looks like the activity page. Usually RSS are actually live events. They just occur daily, monthly, or quarterly, and are all put on one application. So doing an annual reapplication for the Border Grand Round, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be submitting in regularly scheduled series, so an RSS. That means one application fee, but our credit fee for each credit of actual activity. So again, closures and evaluations and the flyer to the left. Here, so you see the widget for filling out application, and again, make it full screen if you would like to have larger. The joint provider agreement. You type in your organization's name, read through our policies. Curriculum material. I haven't had any of you apply this yet, but if you so desire, there is more information, and it is different, being that it is a long-term and not just a one-time activity. So you need to refresh yourself with all of this, and then, of course, feel free to contact us. Last year, we changed our fee schedule, being a $500 application fee, $100 credit fee. And so if you're unsure of what it would like for your activity, we have it broken down by live activities of a one-time presentation or a teaching day. We also have it broken down for our regularly scheduled series. Show how it's actually more cost-effective to apply because you're only paying a one-time application fee of $500 and doing it each time you have an activity. So instead of paying $6,000 for 10, you would end up paying only $1,500. So it is more cost-effective. I encourage you to do that. Please note that our application fees are non-refundable. They're application fees. Whether you get approved or not, you must pay that. The credit fee is also non-refundable, whether or not the activity happens or not. If you get approved for those credits, you pay for them. And again, must be paid within 30 days. And then page, which are a variety of links that will take you to organization web pages, other resources that may be helpful for you. So when you have a moment, look through them and see if there's anything that might help you. And then we have our contact page. So this is our tutorial, our Vassar Brothers CME joint providership process. Let us have any questions.